If a museum is meant to make you think, then there's a line that runs through the Herbert Hoover Presidential Library and Museum that might make you take notice. A fishing line, that is.
When people come here and they see his accomplishments both before and after the presidency, they realize that this was no ordinary individual.
In West Branch, Iowa, on the eastern side of the state, you'll find the first home and final resting place of the 31st President, Herbert Clark Hoover. Upon entering the museum, if you look down, you'll get a sense of the global impact from the humble Hoover.
Hoover believes he fed more than 1.4 billion, with a B, people in the course of those food efforts.
Orphaned by the age of 9, he spent his time in the great outdoors, where he found solace under the sun, an interest in engineering, and his future bride, Lou Henry.
This is a life mask. It's not a death mask. Everyone thinks when they see these plaster casts that it's a death mask. It's a life mask of Hoover taken around 1920.
Hoover's name became anonyms and synonyms for everything right and later wrong in the world. He was the Secretary of Commerce who set the standards still used today in highways, bricks, lumber, and dairy.
He got them to agree to use uniform sizes of pint, quart, half-gallon, gallon.
And the pacifist pair of Herbert and his wife had an interesting side to their travels.
Bert and Lou loved murder mysteries.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so they'd have the latest murder mysteries on the shelf for their guests.
When elected, the 31st president from West Branch was wildly popular. But unbeknownst to him and most Americans, the Great Depression was starting to set in. Hoover would put projects in motion, but the time before results could be seen was too little too late for many. And instead of a second term, FDR was elected to office. Throughout his life, he and Lou Henry spent time in the streams and rivers around the world.
Fishing was kind of just that perfect exercise to be at one, with nature.
And like every good fish story, there's a second act. And how Hoover spent his many years after the Oval Office, well, you might just have to see it for yourself.
What was important to both of them was that people realized their own potential and used that to help others.
On the eastern part of Iowa in West Branch, Patrick Clark, Fox 2 News.